Hey everybody, this is Dave coming to you from the Gaming Cave, and today we're going to do a what's in the box. I'm going to do Fields of Fire, game designed by Ben Hull. It's 9th Infantry, World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. It's a solitaire game, and it's the second edition from GMT Games. And the reason I picked this up, I actually picked it up off of eBay. I got a pretty good buy on it. It was pre-owned, but it's unpunched. And so the only thing that was opened on it was one of the decks of cards, but they're put them in a baggie so they're not loose and flying all around. And so I got it at a reasonable price. I happened to catch a interview with Ben Hull about a couple weeks ago on another channel, No Enemies Here. And he interviewed Ben, and they were going over and talking about Fields of Fire and how he designed it, and it really intrigued me. So I started looking for a copy of it, and I found a copy. So I picked it up. So let's see what we got here. So like I said, this is it's a nice box, nice art design. You can see Fields of Fire. It's a solitaire game that places you in the role of a rifle company commander in actions ranging between World War II and the present day. So what really intrigued me about the game was that you got Korean War and you've got the Vietnam War. And for me, I was an infantry sergeant in the when I was in the Army, and I was just a couple years past Vietnam. So that's my era, really. You know, in the 70s and 80s, that's when I was in. And so that period, that's before we got modernized to the point that we are today. And that's a different, different set of weapons. So for me, I really like that period of Vietnam, Korea, as we start to evolve into it. And that's why I picked up the game, and I think it's going to be interesting. So let's take a look and let's see what we got inside this game here. Okay, so let's see. How do we want to do this? We'll slide this to the side, and let me see if I can just get everything out. And of course I'm making a bungle of this maybe. Okay, so we have the rule book. Slide everything out of the way. So we have the rule book, Fields of Fire rule book, and it is a lengthy 64 pages. And as you can see, it is a lot of text. Now there are nice color pictures of examples, and those help. And I'm going to dig in and do my reading. That's the way I was taught to play games. You know, with my dad growing up, when we started wargaming, he said, ain't playing the game till you go read the rules. So that's the first thing we always had to do, was sit down and read the rules. And then after we had the rules read, then he would sit down and we would learn to play the game together. So that's the way I learned, so I still do it. So I read the rules. Nice rule book though, I think it's going to be fun. Next up we have, let's see, the counters. So these are the volume of fires for small arms, automatic weapons, concentration fire, grenades, mines. So here's some of the objective markers, your infantry counters, again, headquarter commands available, lots of different markers, wire, you have radios and field phones and different colors of grenade. So that, to me, when I watched Ben Hull describe this, and they talked about pop and different color smoke to identify things, I mean, that's exactly what we were doing when I was in. These are a thin counter, but that's okay. We'll see how they punch, see if I need to, I may end up trimming, rounding the corners here, which I don't mind doing before we get it playing. Some more of the counters, counter sheet 2. So you have your casualty counters, paralyzed. So lots of markers that identify what's happening. Cover, there's wrecks on the field, activated PDFs. So Again, we have lots of counters that show what's going on the field. Counter sheet 3. It came out a little wrong. Counter sheet 3. Again, more markers for us, weapons, and again, nice looking. They are nice looking counters, and they are colorful. I will say that. Here we have machine gun ammo, mortar ammo, recoilless rifle ammo, tank ammo. So lots of those. Exposed, foxholes, potential contacts, machine guns. So again, just a ton of different kinds of counters. Oh, there I went. I popped one out. So they're going to punch easy because I popped that one right out of there. So we'll put him back in there. Here we have, headed upside down, the last sheet. So again, there's weapons, assault teams, and leaders. So these look like your enemy leaders. And more potential contacts. These are your borders, left, right. You can't go outside of that. Rain, smoke, moon. Okay. So lots going on there. We have briefing booklet number 1. And this booklet contains the data necessary to set up, play, and complete each mission in the game. Okay. So here you can see Mission 1, enemy information. So I believe that's going to be the World War II, the 1944. There's the Vietnam campaign. So several pages of data. 36 pages of pure data. Then we have booklet number 2, which is, if I can get it separated here. More briefing booklet number 2. So this one starts off with the Naktong River campaign. So that's in Korea. So there's some of the Korea campaigns. Examples, historical notes. Those are good to read. Designer's notes. I'm going to go through these because I think those are always handy when you're playing. So there's 44 pages in this book. Then we have our Fields of Fire, NVA force packages, VC force packages. So some of the ways to, I'm assuming, to set up with German force and North Korean force. Here we have enemy activity, check, hierarchies. Okay, and so enemy defensive activity hierarchy, amounts transportable per transport capacity front, general abbreviations. So a lot of data there. We have another player aid card. This is vehicle and anti-tank weapons chart. So you can see they list all the different, depending on which war you're in, all the way up. You even have your gunships and things. This is going to be nice. And then action attempt symbols. So if you forget what something is, you can look right on the player aid card instead of having to thumb through the rule book. Here we have Fields of Fire, helicopter control card, U.S. Marine Corps. And it's basically the same thing with just different pictures and things on there for the U.S. Army. So depending on if you're picking up Volume 2 has the Marine Corps in it. Here we have the Fields of Fire command display. So these are your turns. And then these are our different assets that we're going to have during the game for the platoon and the company headquarters. And we have a 11 by 17 table here. We have Fields of Fire charts and tables, weapons capability chart, action menus. So a lot of data. Infantry combat, anti-tank combat resolution. So really neat. And then we have a tablet, several sheets of paper there. Our company rosters, enemy info, and let's see, the back side has World War II mission log. So we have different ones. Okay. Nice. And then there are 4 decks of cards, Fields of Fire. We have the Vietnam Lowland deck. So this will be specific to the Vietnam Lowlands. So these are terrain cards. And we have Korea. So 1950. And that's the terrain for Korea. So a little different feel for each game. And then we have Normandy, 1944. Again, different terrain cards. So that's pretty nice when they do that. And then this is the deck that was previously opened. Well, this is your kind of like the action deck. Forget if that's the exact term he used or not. Let's see, does it say? He's got spotting, Fields of Fire action deck, right. So we have different cards here with symbols on them to tell us what we have. And then we have our action deck. So here you have, this game is a card game, basically. There's, as you see, this is the last of the contents. There is no game board. So you play this without a game board. You use the terrain cards to make up your game board. They lay out a certain way, and that forms the board. And then you have these, and there's no dice. You didn't see any dice when I unpacked it. It's not because they were missing. There aren't any. You use different numbers down here for your dice rolls, and then they tell you if you hit or miss, whatever you get with your modifiers. These cards tell you cover and different things depending on whether you have a veteran company or a line company or a green company or soldiers, platoon, squad even. So this is squad level. Okay, so lots of stuff I have to read so that I can figure out how to play it. But I'm pretty excited about it. Something a little different, so I can see how I'm going to do on that. And so I'll do a little reading, make a little play test, kind of get myself where I can handle the game, I hope. And then we'll get it on the table. We'll do some playthroughs and see what we got. So that's it. Fields of Fire. Fields of Fire. Game designed Ben Hull. Published by GMT. 9th Infantry, World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. All right. So we're going to get it. We'll get it on the table. And we'll see what we have. Okay. That's going to be it for today. Short and sweet. And then we'll hopefully, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I would appreciate you. And if you like what we did, give me a thumbs up. It helps. And I'll see you guys when we get to playing again. Thanks.